Jung, it's time once again for us to say, oh my god, Halos.
That's right, Badge. It's Halo Odst, and this time it's Master Chiefless, it's a prequel, and it's set on Earth, which is something Halo fans have wanted ever since Halo 2 failed to explore that fully.
You play a doomed space marine, a rookie, and a member of the Odst, which stands for Orbital Drop Shock Trooper, which is really hard to say 3 times fast. Come on, give it a go, John.
Orbital Drop Shock Trooper. Orbital Drop Shock Trooper.
A bungled drop leaves you alone at night and begins your quest to find your teammates and sort out just what has actually happened.
The Night Zone is a hub of discovery, and there's some good cityscapes to take in. There's good use of color and a truly provocative score, as well as some sexy film noir saxophone thrown in. Night vision is essential in this area, and you'll encounter scattered Covenant resistance as you wander about. Objects and locations will set you on team member flashback missions, which is where the bulk of the action takes place.
And this flashback design is a really fragmented way to tell a story, and it could have really worked, but it just doesn't. Often at times it's forced and really obvious, and there's lots of I see what you did there moments. Not only are you playing different characters, but it's also curious as to how the rookie is some sort of telepathic, futuristic time-space continuum investigator, and he's able to flash back to all these moments simply by picking up a bottle or touching them, and even though he wasn't actually a part of them. And I know it's a device to help tell the story and experience all the different characters, and that's really neat, but it makes for a mess. A fun mess, but a mess all the same.
I didn't train to be a pilot. Tell me I don't have any more flying to do today. So, was that a yes or a no?
What must a king do to save his world?
Instead, ask yourself, what should a free man do?
Threaten my people with slavery and death.
This is madness!
Madness. This is Sparta!
I give them points for going down this storytelling technique, but the writing needs to be there to support that choice, you know?
Yeah, there's not enough backstory and character building in the first place, so you don't really care about them, and often their interactions come across as absurd rather than the intended deep and meaningful.
Ones that aren't flooded are probably packed with buggers. Hell, I wouldn't go down there even if you ordered me to.
Come on, Veronica. What could be more important than that carrier?
My orders. And Buck, call me Captain.
Mickey, turn around. Find a safe place to set us down.
It's a shame because there's some really good voice acting here. Half the cast are from the awesome Whedon Firefly series, but at least the combat is still fun, and, you know, Bungie made FPS work on a console, and they have it down pat.
Yeah, I was a bit resistant to the auto-aim in Halo 3, but it grew on you, didn't it, Badge? I mean, you liked how once you were on an enemy, it still tracked it even though you were strafing.
Yeah, there's probably enough action here to keep Halo fans happy, but there's not much in the way of new enemies or weapons. The pistol's alright, and we only found one shotgun in the whole game.
Travesty.
I know, and the awesome Hammer Time stick only made a couple of appearances as well. I mean, this really feels like an expansion more than a prequel, and Bungie came out originally and said that this was going to be an expansion before it got repackaged into a full retail game, and you can see why.
Travesty!
4-player co-op does work great, but we beat this game on the second hardest difficulty setting in 4 hours and 20 minutes.
What?
4 hours and 20 minutes.
Luckily, single player goes at a different pace. It's more intense and fun, and really the way this slow, unfolding story should be played out. The battles are harder, and no co-op respawn means they carry more threat. You'll also have to scrounge for ammo.
You'll also find those tough points which challenge your strafing skills greater than or equal to the max. And in solo, the story makes more sense as well, just because you have more time to digest it. But Junk, there's only one flying mission.
What?
I know, and it's fun, but just like in Halo 3, if you drop out in co-op mode, you have to wait until everyone else dies or all the enemies are dead before you can respawn, and I didn't get to fly my plane. The most fun I had in co-op was actually just knocking out the NPCs and bashing my teammates in between fights.
You can see the Halo 1 influence creeping in towards the end, but I found myself missing those desert vehicle battles, Badge.
The code we had access to for this review didn't have any deathmatch multiplayer available, but we did play the new co-op mode called Firefight, which is a wave survival mode, very similar to Horde mode in Gears 2, which they're making a big deal about.
A team shares a set of lives, and you're thrown stacks of enemies over a series of maps where dropships will lay down troops. They'll also lay down cover fire. Like in the campaign, you can turn on certain skulls to mix up the action, like enemies that are a bit more cautious, or enemies that have confetti come out of their heads when you get a headshot.
Yeah, Firefight was okay. I know I'm being pretty negative here, but I was really looking forward to a change of pace with ODST. They could have gone down this whole rookie against the odds path with, new look of weapons and a really gritty feel to it, but instead you just feel like a weaker Master Chief, and at times you just end up hating the game as opposed to reveling in the challenge. I'm giving it 7 out of 10 rubber chickens.
Shooters have come a long way since original Halo, and it's a sequel's responsibility to not only stay true to the universe, but provide enough new stuff to keep people interested. When I think about the strengths of ODST, all I can come up with is it works and it's accessible. Not enough to keep me interested. It's a good game, but top dollar for 4 hours and 20 minutes on hard? Come on, guys. It's nearly 2 years since Microsoft said they were going to finish the fight, and I think it's time for this fanboy to mail his membership card back to nolongercares.com. I'm giving it 6.